Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Generation in Between, a Xennial podcast where we remember, revisit, and relearn all kinds of things from being 80s kids and 90s teens. I'm Danny.
Hi, I'm Katie.
And today we are remembering again. So last week was our Christmas memories episode, which I still don't really understand what we were doing, but it's fine.
It was a hodgepodge of all the things.
It really was
long. It was like 90 minutes.
Oh, Jesus,
so,
was it really?
Yeah, it was really long.
So it's the same day, actually, of us recording, but you'll get this on New Year's week.
Correct.
So our goal today, we are going to revisit and try to remember. Last year, we set a word of intention.
Yes. Instead of like a resolution, we each set a word that we kind of wanted to be representative of how our actions for the year and what we were focusing on.
And then we were going to talk today if we actually did that.
Yes.
And I am already failing because I did not listen back to the full episode.
That's okay. I did.
Katie gave me a cheat sheet.
It was fun. And I wrote down a few little cheat notes. Yes. But before we revisit that, and you're going to hear some clips from last year too. We're going to have the listeners are. And you will when you listen to this later because they'll be edited in.
I feel like we could. Remember that time we tried to play them ourselves and Brant was like, what were y'all doing? That was so
Brant's
stupid.
Like, please let me fix. Thank you.
Although we could still do that in real time and he can just take that out. But then that's a lot more work.
That's okay. We'll make it work. Okay. So, but before we do that, I wanted to say happy 2 years to the podcast.
Right?
We had just celebrated 2 years on December 7th. You know, we started this podcast in 2023.
Wow.
That feels so long ago. It was end of the year, December 7th.
So much has happened.
So much. And I was like, wow, that feels so long ago since we're going into 2026. It sounds so long ago.
It really does.
And I meant to go through and sort of like count the episodes, but I can't remember. It's in the 150s for sure.
Yay, us.
So lots of them. And we passed 10,000 downloads.
Which
recently
for 2 years is not that good.
It's so funny because everyone's like, oh my God, that's so amazing.
No.
Like, if you like actually divided it, like it's not. But you know what? Yes, we're going to celebrate any milestones.
I'll tell you who put me in a quick check about that was Caden.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was like, how long have y'all been recording? How many episodes? It's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, well, Caden is her son.
He's a numbers guy anyway. And I was
He's not wrong. But it's still, I mean, look.
But it's better than 0, guys.
Times somebody pushed play.
Whether it's the same person or not, that's fine.
It may have been.
And I mean, we listen to our own episodes.
Yeah, but not 10,000 times.
No, but if there's 100 and some episodes, that's even 200 for both of us.
200 total
listens.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Either way, happy 2 years.
Either way, we're still here. We're going about it. We said last year this was going to be the year we did all the things.
We've done some. I feel like we've gotten, one of the things, okay, so let's just talk about the podcast word first. So our podcast word for 2025.
I thought we said we were doing that last.
I know, but you just brought it up.
Okay.
Let's just do it. But we may set our word last. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, so for last year, it was growth. And let's listen to that little clip. So we were talking about it for the podcast. It may seem a little obvious, but we came up with growth.
Yeah.
Growth. Because I think 2024, well, I know, was very foundational.
Yeah.
From an episode perspective, from like technical perspective, from the platforms we're on, like really like laying all the groundwork. And now that we have a lot of that, that we can just now say, great. Right. How do we go from where we are, which is pretty decent and we are enjoying it and loving it, to growing that?
Yeah.
And what does that growth look like?
Yeah. And I think too, like we had a year of just trying to figure out what we were even doing.
Yeah.
I haven't listened back to our first few episodes, but I want to go back and listen.
Yeah. We should.
Because they might be a little cringy, but like figuring out the flow.
Okay.
So
we just pretended like
what's going to be funny is if you don't edit that, right? And that's what's in the episode.
It's going to take me a bit, but I've got 2 weeks or so to get this ready. Week and a half.
Okay. Well,
So growth. So let's talk about the ways we did grow. I mean, obviously we had more episodes.
Yeah.
If we did an episode a week, I don't think we missed any weeks. We might have missed one or two. So let's say we did 50 regular episodes. We also did Dawson's Creek almost every week. So
Yeah.
we added probably 100 episodes, maybe a little under.
I feel like, I feel like consistency probably was our biggest thing for our like metaphorical growth, because we finally got into a rhythm of like doing what, like even the way we do episodes.
Yes.
That we didn't have the first year, and we were figuring out last year, and I feel like we finally narrowed it down.
Yeah.
And then also with social media, we did not know what we were trying to post, and then getting the clips together, like making sure we get that done. That's helped. So we have grown our social media presence, because we were not on TikTok or YouTube. Wait,
I think we were, but they were very early days. And so that consistency you talked about, like every week we post now our episodes on YouTube.
Yeah.
You post the things on TikTok. And from a content perspective, take away like how many people liked it or how many people engaged with it or how many people left a comment. If you don't even look at that, we've grown our presence and our actual content.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
That's good for us.
And a lot of the things we do are evergreen. We're talking about things from the past.
Right.
So a lot of those things don't change.
Right.
The year a movie was made, who was in that movie, like the controversy surrounding it at the time, none of that changes.
Yeah.
No matter when you listen.
That's true.
So if a listener I have found that this year, a few people I know for sure who found us for the first time listened to everything or mostly everything. And, a year ago even, they would have had less to listen to.
Yeah.
So I think growth is good. I think we'll talk about our work for the podcast at the end, but continuing those things will be good.
Yeah.
And just kind of getting even more creative on how we want to present it and where we can be and what spaces we should be in.
Yeah.
Will be helpful. Okay.
You have something in your eyebrow.
I do. Every
I know.
time.
It's always that one.
What do you think I'm doing?
I don't know. Okay, you got it.
Do you think? I don't know.
Maybe it's just skin.
My nail polish is chipping off. Maybe it's nail polish.
Maybe it's your nail polish in your eye. Yeah, it was actually.
Okay, it might be my nail polish. And I had this nail polish last time we recorded.
Well,
that's probably
mystery solved. She has nail polish on her eyebrows.
That's it. All right, so let's revisit your word
for
2025. Hold on, we're going to play the clip.
Mine has been my word before.
Yay.
But it's still something I need to work on. And it started off as intention, but then I changed it to intentional because that I struggle sometimes. I try hard to be intentional with things I do, but sometimes I'm not. I'm good in some areas, and some areas I'm terrible. I'm not very good with intentional words. On a day-to-day. Like I am impatient in my house. Like, and that's usually because I have 60, 100 things going on in my brain. And I'm multitasking, which is a problem because then nothing gets done 100% when you're multitasking. Yes. And I'm like a chronic multitasker because I have attention problems. So I'm going to work really hard this year on being intentional in things I say, in relationships, because sometimes that falls to the wayside, especially with performing.
Yeah.
Like I have to be intentional about the time I do have, like you were saying with your family. I need to make sure that when I am there, I'm like not just catching up on life, that I'm also giving them time, just time,
right,
as well. And that also goes like in other areas, that also goes with, with performing stuff, like making sure I'm intentional on picking shows to audition for that I really want to commit to, which I think I'm pretty good about that right now. Like I don't do back-to-back shows, and because it is a huge time suck.
Yeah, you usually tend to just pick the ones, but to keep doing that.
Yeah, I want to keep doing that. But also, like, I want to be more intentional, too, about what I'm putting into my body, not just food. I'm pretty okay with that. I mean, the holidays threw me, but that's everyone. But also, like, other things I'm doing for my body, like, I need to be more intentional that I am 44. And there are things I don't need to keep pushing myself to do, and I need to make sure I spend more time doing other things. Like, it's way more important for me to be spending more time with strength training and mobility, than it is for me to push out crazy cardio workouts every day, you know? So just anyway, intentional is my word.
Okay. So your word was
intention, right? Which I don't even know what clip y'all played because I haven't re-listened to the episode, but Katie told me my word was intention. So that right there can tell you how well I've done with that word.
Now look,
that's been my word for so long,
but you can't be 100% of the time something.
True.
So just because this week, when you've had a zillion things going on, you maybe weren't as intentional as you wanted to be. What do you think over the course of the year, though, if you looked at the big picture?
Well, I'm going to be real. This year was not the best. Okay? This was not the best year for me. It started off crazy back in March when Troy had appendicitis right before Tech Week for a show I was in. And I feel like ever since then, that third month of the year, there was just always something going on. Wait, right? Yes, because we're in December. No, yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Guys.
Right.
Yeah, because then, and then my mom got sick and then my mom died and then Katie graduated and then my mom died right after she graduated and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Life. The only thing I think I actually did good with intention was I did get a new fitness certification under my belt and started a new class, which is good. A musical theater fitness certification I got, which I'm the only American instructor as of current right now. So
and that's that consistency too. You know, you now consistently offer 3 classes a week.
Well, that's
times to come.
Well, that's also because I now have a location as of March last year too.
But that's your intention. I
Right.
think that's intentional that you said, I'm not just going to go to people's houses. I'm not just going to do it whenever. I need a spot to go. And these are the times I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And these are the times people can come.
Yeah, that actually, it worked out well for me because the way that even happened was a friend of mine, a realtor friend of ours, added me to a Facebook group for like local business owners. And out of a crapshoot, I was like really tired of, I like doing one-on-one training, but I enjoy teaching classes more.
Okay.
But I don't like working in a gym setting, which I've talked about before. So I was like, I've got to find some places to do classes because I was doing classes outside. And guys, no, that is not the way. It's not the way. And I posted in that group, hi, this is, here's me. This is a little bit about me and my like fitness philosophy. I think a little bit outside the box. If anybody knows of a space, I'd love to start teaching classes. And a physical therapist saw it and was like, actually, I have a studio connected to my business and I'm trying to rent it out and you sound like you'd be a good fit. So we met up and then anyway, that's how it happened.
Perfect fit.
So I think, but like the other stuff that I really need to be intentional about.
Like what?
Well, I'm always intentional about my workouts because I have to be because it's my job. So and that for me is for mental clarity. So that's never a hard thing. So I still need to be more intentional with relationship stuff, like with my husband, my kids, that's the stuff that I feel like everybody is like, I've got to like make sure I spend more time, X, Y, Z. So I shall continue to work on that.
So kind of carry that one over. And then have you thought about what you want your word to be for 2026?
No.
Haven't thought about it.
I'm going to think about it while you're talking about your word.
Okay.
So your word was what?
Okay. My word was, let's listen to the clip. My word is breakthrough.
Ooh. Okay.
So that has to do with the podcast, of course. But I have so many projects that are just ready to like go to the next level.
Got it.
And that includes performing arts studios. That includes writing projects that I've had going on for several years. Some of them that are like ready for the next thing. And what I mean by that is like, it doesn't even have to be, millions of listeners or whatever. Although I am holding a mug that says future best-selling author. Ooh. I am manifesting, everyone. But just that it's kind of like elevating to the next thing. And myself as a performer too, which is going to be hard to do if I'm not auditioning. But I got a whole year. I can do it later.
Okay.
That like I can kind of like elevate up to whatever that next thing is for me. And I think because of all the foundational work I've been doing, really the last 5 or 6 years, but certainly like the last year, year and a half, I'm ready for that. So that's mine. There we go. That was fun. I actually have listened to the clip, but my word was breakthrough, right?
Yeah.
And I would say I haven't done that, but I took a lot of steps to get closer to that because I set myself up for that potentially to be a thing in 2026.
Right. With your book, especially.
Finishing the book was a huge
That's a big one.
because it's something I've been working on, and then just connecting with that publisher and being in talks now for my second book, which is the one I've been working on for like 6 years, and hopefully being able to get that out there. I feel like that's great. My studio, it's interesting because there's like ebb and flow. So my studio exploded in numbers and locations, and we're actually pulling back some.
Which I am so proud of you for.
Yes. So I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, is that the opposite of breakthrough? But I don't think so.
I don't think it is. I think that's doing what you need to do to make sure you can keep doing what you're doing.
Exactly. So we're doing that. And then as far as like performing, I feel like, because I didn't perform this year at all. I was not in any shows. The last show I was in was Christmas Story last year.
Me
I wasn't
too.
in any events. I mean, I sang at our spring recital, I think. And
but you're about to perform. Like you've been in rehearsals right now.
I mean,
yeah.
Like the setup.
Yeah.
So the breakthrough, not that like, all of a sudden I'm going to be an Academy Award winning actress. I don't mean that, but
y'all wait and see.
You guys can decide. But I am rehearsing for a pretty big role that will happen early 2026. So I feel like I've set those in motion.
Were you trying to break through with performing?
I always have. I always am. Always.
But I mean,
like I would like to be considered more seriously as a performer people want to hire.
So you still have that as a goal, even though you're owning your business. Girl, this bitch wants to do everything. Yeah. She I need to be a paid performer. I need to own 3 studios. I need to write a book. I need to teach. Yeah. Girl.
Well,
here's the thing.
My biggest heart of hearts, though. That's the dream I've wanted since I was a kid.
That's interesting to me because
in my mind, I'm a performer first.
Because you know what? You know what I see you as first?
What?
As a teacher.
Yeah, but I don't like that. I don't want to be that first.
But you're spending so much time doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I have to now. It's my living. I don't really have a choice anymore.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So
that's interesting to me.
I don't mean that I don't like teaching. I
feel that. I feel that. No, I get it.
But I
know what you mean.
I feel that the teaching is getting in the way of being considered a performer. So I would like to somehow prove that I'm that first. Not that I can't be a teacher too, but like I want people to be like, I would like her in my show. I would like her in my commercial. I would like her to participate in this project I'm doing. And right now that doesn't happen.
You don't have time.
My own. It doesn't. I mean, I audition for things and don't get cast. Do you know what I mean?
But you haven't auditioned in a really long time.
Yeah, and that's a time thing. But before that, even like I'm having.
Well, I just meant in relation to that word.
I feel like
for this year.
I feel like right now, every performing opportunity I have to create myself, which is fine.
But you know what? I think that's because of the time.
Yeah, and partly.
No, I think that's entirely because you don't have, like, for instance, for Christmas Carol, you're like, I don't have time for that this year. And you didn't.
I didn't. And I get that. But I guess what I'm saying, and so maybe that goes into, I don't know if it's a word, but like I want to make sure I'm performing in 2026. And that can be
sense.
that.
Well, you're about to.
And I'm about to.
Goal done.
But that it's not. I think and we've talked about this, how there's a time and place for things to kind of get put on the back burner because you're focusing on something else, like building a business, finishing a book. But I don't want it back there so long.
Oh, I get it.
It turns into, wow, I haven't been cast in something in 5 years or 10 years, or I'm so busy with this that I'm not doing that. So I just really want to make sure I don't have to be in a show every month of the year.
Yeah, because people who be doing that are cray.
Yeah.
Or they're also single.
And I mean, I have a busy year, like obviously between my studio book. I don't know what that maybe travel and speaking might look like. My daughter's graduating. Like there's a lot going on. So I'm not saying I have to be in everything, but I never want, and writing my book helped me remember that, because a lot of my book is about revisiting the things that either you get talked out of or life talks you out of. And so like I said, I don't want to be pigeonholed by others into, well, you're a teacher.
Oh no, I meant
and that at the what's the word? And harming the other side of me. And that's up to me. That's up to me to not let that happen.
I see.
So I just need to.
Also, it's hard to, like, I think when I said that, because what I'm saying is that not that you shouldn't, I just see you, you are naturally good at teaching.
Yes.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that's your passion.
And I love my students, and I love seeing them succeed.
Of course.
But I think and maybe it's selfish, but there's a part of me that's like, well, that's great. I want to succeed too.
Girl, I get it. Listen, people think all the time because I am a trainer, like, fitness is my passion. That's crazy. Now, for some people it is.
Sure.
I'm good at it and I enjoy it, but that's not like my favorite thing in life.
Right. Right.
It may have been at one point, like I really, but I enjoy it. I'm good at, I'm good at teaching adults.
Yeah. Adults. Yeah. And I mean, yeah. So all those things. And I have I have an entrepreneurial side. So having my business is great for that.
You know what? You do. It's interesting because you have a hustle mindset always, and that's really good. And I am not business minded and struggle. And Katie's always trying to help me. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
I'm like, what if you, no.
Because I think, you know what it is? And I agree with you 100%, like finding time for there's a book that's been sitting on my shelf and I need to read it. It's called, Finding Your Unicorn Space. And it's really about making sure that you make time for your magical, like, creating whatever it is that is your special thing. It's like finding the way. And like, listen, we do not all have the same 24 hours in a day.
No.
I hate it when people say that. We do not. Katie and I do not have the same 24 hours in a day. She has 5 kids. She got 80 jobs. She got, well,
yeah, no, I mean, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We have this podcast.
It is much easier for me to squeeze in 45 minutes, 30 minutes to work out or whatever than it is for her. You have a lot more moving around shit to do. She got to get up at 4 a.m. I don't have to get up at 4 a.m.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like not everybody has the same 24 hours in a day.
Right.
And even like my 24 hours in a day is much different than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
So I think being able to look at your own 24 hours in a day and saying, I'm spending this much time doing X, Y, Z, but I want to make sure I at least am spending like this amount of time doing, I get that. I get it. And I mean, as somebody who I love performing, I really don't have any ambitions to like be a paid performer. If it happens, I will love that. And that is great. I mean, I'm doing a commercial this weekend, which is great.
Look.
But that was just a circumstance that just fell into my lap. And that was the lucky thing. I love performing and I'm grateful to get to do it again because I didn't do it for decades.
Right.
So it is scary when you have, like when you have a moment and you weren't even away from it as long as me, but even just a few months that go by, you panic, right? Because it's like, oh shit, well, what if that happens again? And then I'm stuck in another decade.
Definitely. And like I said, writing the book, I talk about getting back to being
a performer, and it's not
and
easy.
How much work that was.
It takes so much work.
I don't want that to, and it won't. But it's. I'm not saying all of it's even rational, but that is it. So
right, I get it.
So my word.
Okay,
then
so we're gonna break
for through this coming year, and I struggle with this a little just because I feel like a resolution, quote unquote, or a word has to be something in your control, like intention. Breakthrough really wasn't, but like something that you can like work toward. But this one is, the word I have is just abundance. And I'll tell you why. That's my word. Because of the hustle you talked about. I've been hustling hard forever. I got my first job when I was 14 and have been going ever since. And parenting is a lot and work is a lot and all the things. But I'm at a point where I'm like, I think things are really about to blossom in some areas. And yes, that can be financial, but I don't even just mean that.
Sure.
I mean, being able to enjoy and maybe not hustle as much or hustle in a different way.
I love that for you.
Yeah. To be like, okay, the book is done.
Right.
So now I can talk to people about it.
Right.
Or I can whatever. Or my studio, like I have awesome teachers and we're pulling back a little. I don't have to do as many things. I can go, like I watched recital this past weekend and, you know, some of my students were in it, but a lot of them weren't my students. And that was an abundance moment to me where I could see like the fruits of like a thing that I planted, but other people are taking the ball and running, right? Like that was like 5 metaphors all in one. But yes.
Look at that. She's a writer.
There we go. And I could sit there and enjoy it.
Yeah. Good for you.
And I'm like, I want more moments of that.
Yeah. I love that.
2026. So that's mine.
Abundance. That's good. And you know, yeah, because what's the point of all the hustling if you can't just chill and enjoy it?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And there'll be moments when I've got to hustle again.
Well, right.
But
I mean,
like,
life, you know,
to really, and what I mean by it too is in, like you said, enjoying and saying, wow, look at all these things that have happened that I can take a moment or longer and just sit with and enjoy and observe.
Yeah.
And not be like, okay, but now we got to do this, and this. There'll be some of that, of course. But
well, that's just life. I know.
Business ownership and like being alive.
Right.
But I think I can already see a vision of a lot of abundance moments for me, or even like my second kid will graduate, enjoying that and being like, look, it was hard work to get here in both cases, and let's enjoy it for a moment.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's mine.
Yeah.
What do you think about yours?
I still have. I'm
not sure yet. I think worst case, if you don't have it today, you can just circle back.
It'll probably always have to be intention. Like I always have to do that. One. You know, I don't know. I mean, I like to think of when the new year comes, not about things I need to add to my life. It's more about things I can scale back on.
It's good.
Because adding something can be super overwhelming, especially if you have anxiety. Hello, everybody, all of us right now.
Or looking at things that are already going good and saying more of that.
Yeah. And so I think I will I don't know what my word is, guys. I'll come back to it.
That's okay. You don't have to know
I mean, things I want to keep doing, like, you know, I've been really something that I have done the past couple of years is I've really been serious about dance classes because I feel like I forgot how much I've never called myself a dancer, which is silly because if you dance, you're a dancer. You know, you don't have to, that doesn't mean you're A+ pro, but I forgot how much I really just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I take 2 classes a week and I very rarely miss, like, because I'm like, you said you needed to work on it. And the nice thing is it can be a business expense for me because it counts as continuing education for training and workouts and stuff like that. And then everything is so expensive right now though, which sucks because I'm like, Cooper and I have got to start doing voice lessons again, but it's like, you know,
it's expensive.
I can't count that as a business. I've tried. I was like, I asked my accountant, like, how can I count? She's like, yeah, no, you don't.
It's not.
Sing
yeah, it's not a direct, like, I know.
Like, I so wish I could. But, you know, I mean, he does plenty at school. I mean, he's still doing things.
He is.
So I have to find ways to continue to work on that on my own and not think it has to be
inexpensive,
like all or nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we do that.
That's a great point.
We do that to ourselves. We're like, well, if I'm not in like a voice lesson every week, well, you can still do things at home. You can do.
Absolutely.
It's just like fitness. If you can't make it to my class,
you can go for a walk.
Absolutely.
5 minutes is better than nothing or whatever.
Always.
Yeah. And fitness is a good example, but that's true with everything.
It really is.
Out of my writing too. I think what finally got my book over the finish line was not thinking I needed several hours at a time.
Yeah.
Right? Was being like, I'm going to get up, I'm going to write for 20 minutes every single day. And then the days I've got extra time or extra blocks, then I'll do it. And those 20 minutes at a time add up.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lesson I'm constantly trying to remind myself of, not to have that all or nothing mentality.
It's hard.
It is hard.
It's just like, for instance, with your business, you know, when you started growing, it's like, well, let me have this location. Let's do another location. Let's do bigger and bigger and bigger, which was great. Mm-hmm. But now it's time for you to be like, actually, let's scale back a bit.
Yeah. And I think all those decisions were the right ones. And
Sure.
And in all cases, it was opportunities that came to me.
Right.
It wasn't something I was seeking out. So then to now go, I mean, for those who are listening, they're like, what are you talking about? We aren't going to have multiple locations going into 2026. We're coming back to Satellite Beach. And thankfully, a lot of families, that's fine with them. Some families, it's inconvenient for them to come here. And hopefully we'll see them again in a future iteration.
But that's life, especially right now.
Especially
like finances be hard,
yeah.
y'all.
And that's the thing too. There's people that maybe wouldn't have come back in the new year anyway, understandably, because another activity is starting, especially with youth stuff or money's tight or, whatever. So I just, it's good to kind of make a decision, even if a couple people or more are disappointed or whatever, but it's right for you,
right,
and your staff and your mental health and all the things. Okay, so let's talk about then the podcast. I mean, obviously a word, right? I think growth is still there. I just think how the growth happens, right? Like, I think connecting, what we haven't done a lot of is connecting with other communities like ours.
I know.
And I think we should do more of that.
Like we went to PodFest in January and that was kind of it.
That's kind of it. So whether it's like listening to other ones and leaving comments.
Well, I've got that down.
I listen to.
You do too.
But I mean, like people in our spaces, maybe like in 80s, 90s, vintage, whatever.
Yeah, true.
We could look for some events. I think I've been saying forever that I'm going to write one of my ghost story letters to Morbid, even though they don't do the same kind of podcast as us, but I know they'll give us a shout out if they read it. Simple stuff like that, where we can kind of get in front of people who will be enthusiastic about what we're doing outside of our listeners, who are awesome.
Yeah, I think it would be helpful for us to go to events to hear. Yeah. Like the America's Antique Mall, they had like a Decades Day and they did like 80s. But neither one of us could go because we were both doing whatever. So, yeah, I guess we just have to figure that out.
Maybe our word could be, I don't know if it should be like connection or networking or outreach. I don't know. Outreach, like going to events and like seeking.
I'm thinking of like charity.
I see what you mean, like philanthropic work.
That's what I thought you meant. I'm like, what? I mean, that's great. Not that I don't want to do that.
Maybe we should keep it as growth, but everything we just said, try to work on.
Well, let's think about it and come back again.
Okay.
This episode has worked well for Katie. Not for our podcast or me.
And abundance applies to the podcast too. We've got the content. So let's get the ears in even more people.
Yeah.
And I think that will also lead to more opportunities for the podcast.
Every time you say abundance, I'm picturing Billy Porter saying abundance in my head, and I don't know why. But I think it's because you never watched the show Pose.
Yeah, I've watched Pose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there not like a House of Abundance or something on there?
Yeah. I think you're right.
I
need to look that up.
In my head, hearing Billy Porter say abundance.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say this, but I thought you were going to say you thought of like a cornucopia with like.
What?
That's what I think of. With like the gourds.
Like an abundance.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know why.
No. Well, I said Billy Porter instead. That did not go with cornucopia.
That's why my face was like, even though I know who Billy Porter
abundance.
is.
We're going to have to look this up because it's going to.
Don't worry.
I'm not going to do it right now because that never goes well.
Well, let us know, listeners, what your words are or goals or resolutions. Or honestly, I would love to know what you're proud of from this year. Tell us. Send us a message. Maybe we'll even do a little shout out on Instagram and people.
We've been really bad about those lately.
Yeah. And ask you guys, because I think that's the best place to start, is the reflection, is to look at like, and look, I ordered my journals.
I was like, Katie's missing out on a whole New Year's Eve party so she can journal.
Look, if I'm done, maybe. I already said no, so you're not planning on making.
Girl, there's like 70 people coming. Just come on.
My daughter asked me about it, Erin. She's like, "Are we going to this?" And I said, "Oh, we're not." She's like, "Oh, Faith and Dad." I was like, "We'll see." It was just funny. I go, "I don't think kids are allowed," and she was like, "Well, I'm just going to meet up with them and go do." Anyway,
I said, "Well, here's what I said to Cooper. I said, this is an adult party that I'm allowing teenagers to be at."
Right, makes sense.
And I said, because Troy and I were trying to do Spotify lists, and Cooper's like, "I want to add stuff." I said, he's like, "Well, my friend." I said, "I don't care about your." I mean, I don't care about his friends.
But the player,
but you're not inviting people who aren't just going to be here because their parents are here.
Right.
Like Aaron is not coming without, no, Amelia was different because I was Kayla's girlfriend.
Yeah. That's different.
I was like, and if Daphne's parents don't come, she ain't coming.
Right.
Like I'm not responsible for nobody.
No.
And also I don't like young children. So teenagers are fine because they will do their own thing.
They will.
I do not care. You can walk around the neighborhood. I don't give a care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like take the golf cart, go do whatever you want. But I was like, you need to quit telling people this is your New Year's Eve party.
Yeah. Because then,
because it is not your party.
Right. It's your party.
It is mine and Dad's party.
Yeah.
That y'all are allowed to be at.
Right.
And if people just happen to have kids, teenagers, they can bring them.
Of course.
Otherwise,
it's a no.
It's a no.
Awesome.
But now look, now your kid is going to be like, oh, thanks, Mom.
She's going to be the one that talks to me in the coming, I guess. Not that I just want to, but
listen, guys, you heard it here first.
So usually the day after Christmas is when I start journaling. I'm not kidding. So it's very possible by the 31st, I'm going to be all squared away. Okay. It's very possible.
Meanwhile, I try so hard and I can't do it. I will start off great. Like the journal you gave me last year, I started off for about a week or two great. And then
you should reread it.
All right. Well, I probably still won't do it, but
okay. I'm not saying you need to write it. Just reread it.
I have so many unfinished notebooks
for what you wrote.
So many unfinished journals. So many.
That's okay. Well, listeners, thanks so much for being here for all of 2025. We're looking forward to an awesome 2026.
Woo!
And we're cheering for you, whatever is on your list this coming year, and continue sharing us with your friends. And leave us a review, all the things.
Yeah. And buckle up for more 80s and 90s fun stuff coming.
Oh my God. We've got some fun plans
already. Some stuff.
All right. We'll see you guys soon and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.